So now we have some basics idea about the dot programming, like what is variable, how to write the if condition, and how to read the list, and how to read the map, and how to read those data. So this is more than enough for building our quiz application. So let's create our quiz application. To create a quiz application, I have removed all the code. So let's create a variables first. So first what we need a list of questions, okay? So list of questions. So then what we need? So we need a variable for right answer count. Initially it's a 0, okay? So then we need a variable called wrong answer count is going to be 0. So then we have to create a variable called current index. Current index nothing but like the question, we have a multiple questions, right? So which questions we are currently in, that is what current index, okay? So let's fill the list of questions now. So I just filled the list of questions now, okay? Like this one we already know, question option A option B, something like this, okay? So next I'm going to create a UI, okay? So inside the scaffold I'm going to have a body. So this body is going to have a container. So this container I'm going to make it as a full width. So next this container is going to have a column. So inside the column we have a multiple children. So first I'm going to display the question, okay? The text is going to be the question. So we already know how to display the question. So we have to put the dollar symbol and questions of current index of. This is how you can display the question. Since it is showing it's having the multiple value, so instead of the dollar symbol you have to add a curly brace, okay? So now what will happen, the current index will be 0, right? So the first question will display here, okay? We are reading the questions of 0 of question. So I'm going to refresh now. So now you can see we are seeing the question here, but on somewhere on the top, because we are not doing any alignment. So what I'm going to do here, so I'm making the column to the center. So if I refresh now, the question is displaying here. So next what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a multiple buttons, okay, to display the value of the options. So for that I'm going to use the elevated button. The same thing, instead of the question we have to display the option A. So I'm just going to copy this and do it for the remaining options. So option A, B, C, D. So if I refresh now, so here you can see we are displaying the button. So let's make the button as a full width. So we already know how to do that. So you need to wrap the elevated button inside the container, and if you put the container width as a infinity, it will be a full width, okay? So now it is a full width, okay? So we will add the style later. So first we will complete the logic, okay? So next what we have to do, so when the user click this button, we need to validate with the current question, right? So for that I'm going to write the code here. I'm going to create a function called validate answer. So this validate answer, it requires the user input. User input is nothing but this answer, okay? If I click this newsland, the newsland is the user input. So here I need to check the condition. If user input is equal to questions of current index, okay? So what we are doing here, so we are checking if the user click the Japan means, so we are checking the Japan into the questions of current index, the first index answer. So we are checking this. If Japan is equal to Japan means we need to increase the right answer count. Otherwise we need to increase the wrong answer count, okay? So here, so we already know we have to use the set state. Right answer count is going to be right answer count plus 1. So you can create something like this, otherwise you can create something like this. It's the same meaning, okay? So else, we're just copying this. Instead of right answer, we need to use the wrong answer count. Next, what we have to do, once the user selected any of the option, we have to display the next question, right? So for that, what we have to do, we have to increase the current index is equal to current index plus 1. So whether the user click the right answer or wrong answer, we are increasing the current index. Okay. So next, what will happen? The current index will change. The next question will appear. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to call this function when the user press the button. Validate answer. Okay. So we are passing the option A to the validate answer. So the same thing goes for the option B, C, D. So let's see how it's going to work. So if I click anything, it is going to the next question. You got it right? So at the end of the question, we are having the error because we are trying to add the current index to the next value, but the total question is 5. We are trying to figure out the next question. So here what we have to do, we have to write another condition. So here we have write the condition. If the current index is less than length of the question minus 1, which means our question length is currently 5, right? So 5 minus 1, 4. So it should be less than 4. 4 means the last index will be the last question, okay? So I'm going to do the hard reload because we have error, right? So you need to do the hard reload. So here you can see which animal is known of the king of the jungle. That is the last question. So if I try to answer, the question is not going to the next question because we return the condition here, okay? So now what we have to do, we are just need to display the right answer, wrong answer count. Also, I'm going to create another function called reset. Reset means we are just resetting all the value, okay? If I use the reset, what will happen? The entire code will reset. The first question will appear, okay? So now we need to display the right answer count, wrong answer count. So here after the last button, so now we are displaying the right answer, wrong answer and the total length. So let's create a button for resetting the value. So now we have created a reset button and right answer, wrong answer count. Let's refresh now. So if I click this, so here you can see the right answer and wrong answer count is increasing. And if I click reset, so everything is resetting, okay? So let's do some styling over here. So I'm just going to change the background color first. So then I'm going to add some spacing for this question. Also, I'm going to add some background color for that. So here we have a question, right? So I'm going to wrap the question inside the container. So now we have aligned the center position and we can increase the font. Next, I'm going to add a style for the button. So now I have added some style. So let me explain what I did. So first I have changed the background color. Okay, so to the blue gray of 900. So then we have added a container and we have added a padding. So for the entire container over here. So next we have created a container for displaying the question. So inside the container we are adding the padding of 16. So then we are making the center alignment. So next we have added some sized box to add a spacing between the questions and every button. So here we have an elevated button. So here we are just applying the color and we are removing the shade. We are removing the box shade, and here you can see. So if I click this answer, so the question is automatically changing, and the right answer and wrong answer count is automatically changing. Okay, so now we have successfully built the quiz application. So now you successfully created the quiz application. How you are feeling now? So we start with 0, right? So now we have a quiz application. So in the next module, I'm going to teach you how to change the app icon and how to generate the APK.